know you said you love me, but I don't believe a word from your mouth. That night they caught the fire, the rockets would explode. Well, my best friend says he knows you, and that you're a fucking hoe. So we walked down to the beachside to kill and he took my life. I with sand and ground in my teeth, and nothing ever tastes so right, Lord. Hell yeah, the next night down we went drinking, cause we surfed all goddamn day. And that night at the party, you know the ladies are out to stay. Well, I took that road to heaven, but somehow I came and falling back down. If you're thinking you are taught to drink, it only gets passed around, yeah. Did you know this is where I go? This is my road to heaven. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Lord, my road to heaven. Oh, my road to heaven.
Welcome to Interview with a KOL. Some people say that KOL is a bad word in Web3, but it's all about opinions that lead. And this man that we have on today has the opinions that matter. Today, I have a special guest, a dude that I've gotten to know over the last several weeks, and he has become a good friend of mine. Dipo, how are you doing today, brother?
Hello, Paul. Hello, listeners, or should I say, hello, viewers. My name is Dipo, and I'm the host of Beyond the Chains, a Web3 space that talks about NFT, Web3 marketing, Web3 key opinion leaders, and whatnot. And yeah, I'm super happy to be here. Paul is an amazing person. This is actually my first time being on his show, but behind the camera, behind the scene, we are really good friends, and he's an amazing founder. So thank you for hosting me. And by the way, I'm digging the cup. I love it.
Oh, the cup?
Yeah.
You know, you're the first guest who's actually noticed it. So yeah, this is the Pengu cup. Higher.
I know.
Higher.
I know. Yeah.
But anyway,
and the cap as well.
oh, the cap.
As
Yeah,
well.
the cap. Hell yeah,
the
man.
previous
Yeah,
cap.
I gotta have my, we're talking a lot about personal branding, and there's been so much conversation lately around Web3, especially led by Leon from Unfungible, where he preaches the founder-led marketing is the biggest win or the biggest way to really get your brand account out there. So, this is just my way of, not forcing the situation, just kind of like getting my brand out there. But before we talk
Me?
about anything else, I wanted to point your attention to something special we did for you. And actually, we do this for every guest that comes on the stream, and that is the background around. So this is a special piece of artwork provided to you, which I'm going to give to you, by the way. And it's something that I haven't really made an announcement. This is something that I do for everybody, but we give the custom artwork to all the guests, and especially for you, bro. So Fractal Diva, project artist for pupils, created this specially for you, brother.
Wow.
It has a little bit of like, inspiration based on just the research she did on your personal account, from the copywriting to the spaces that you do to the business that you founded within Web3, which is Beyond the Chain, which we're definitely going to talk about. But I wanted to get into your past, because you and I relate on so many different levels, and we have a lot in common, and we're about to get into that. So this stream was originally created out of my passion for music and gaming and Web3. Okay. But also, when I have like some special guests like you on, I got to talk about some other things that we have in common. So, in your past, I know that there was some land surveying that you've done, and I need to get my charger for my laptop. This is unexpected, but my laptop's going to die. Hold on. Technical difficulties all morning long.
You can't escape that.
This is live, dude. And the jacket comes off. The jacket comes off. But anyway, okay. So for everybody here, we have 23 current viewers right now. It's only going up and to the right, and we were supposed to start at 11 a.m. Pacific, and I think that's about 7 p.m. your time over there. But
Yeah.
we had some technical difficulties, so we were 30 minutes late. I appreciate everybody for tuning in, but what I was saying was you and I have a lot in common, and you went to school for geomatics, which is I'm a professional land surveyor, so we have a lot in common. Can you tell me a little bit about that, your past?
Okay. Okay. So I'm gonna start this way. Not many people know this about me, but I actually went to the university to study physics, and then my stepdad, it was like, yeah, physics is good. I know you're brilliant, but come on, boy. The future of every physicist, especially in Nigeria, is somehow blurring. I want you to do something different, something environmental, something that even when you are in school, you're still gonna be able to make ends meet, something hands-on. And I was like, okay, what are you thinking? And then it was like, you know what? I have a friend who happened to be a surveyor, and I'm gonna introduce you two together. Maybe you talk to him and see what comes around. And then he gave me his friend's phone number. I put a call through to him, and he was like, you know what? Your stepdad said you are a brilliant guy, and I would love for you to come around. Come to the school, see what your folks are doing, and if you like it, you're gonna sit down for another entrance exam. In Nigeria, we call it JAM, Joint Admission Matriculation Board. It's an entrance exam. You have to partake in that exam before you could get entrance into the university. So I did that, and I started all over again. Studying surveying and geoinformatics. And my stepdad, I didn't tell you this for all the several calls we've had. I didn't mention that. It was as if he sees into the future, because he was the one responsible for my well-being, my school fees, and whatever. And then the first year that I gained admission into the uni to studying surveying and geoinformatics, and that was the year he died.
That's awesome. So your dad was like your caretaker, and he's the one that got you into it, from what I understood.
Yeah,
And it's a profession that it's been treating me really really good. It's over the past 20 years I've built this business, and it's something that
yeah,
I have a severe passion about. So yeah, I mean that's really cool, man. So Juliana, Fractal Diva, drew a brain. I'm not sure if you see it. It might be hit. Oh, it's down there at the bottom underneath my PFP. But the reason why she did that is because you are a big brain in this space. And I don't think that a lot of people, I personally think that you are seriously, your brand account is way bigger than mine. You're well known, but I think that you are downplayed. I think you're downplayed. You are one of the smartest individuals that I've met, and I'm not glazing. I'm just spitting facts, brother. I'm just spitting facts.
you are
So
too kind.
you know what? I just gotta tell it like it is, though. Okay. So I wanted to get into your journey, though. I wanted to get into your journey into Web3. That's something that I'm very interested about in all the guests. So can you tell me about your introduction to Web3?
Okay, okay, that was a beautiful question. And before I jump into that Web3 journey, I said something about my stepdad, and I think you missed that.
Okay.
So he wanted me to become a surveyor because he was thinking he might not be around for long, and who's gonna cater for me. And the first year, that I go into surveying, that was the year he died.
Oh, I didn't hear that.
Yeah, yeah, I know you didn't hear that. So I go into the university this. Let's say I go into the university this year. He died the same year that I go in,
Got it. Got it. That's
and
powerful.
that was the major reason why he didn't want me to become a physicist. He said the future doesn't look bright for physicists, especially in Nigeria. So he wanted me to jump on a course that's hand-on, and while I was still in the uni, I'll be able to make some money for myself. That was why he wanted me to become a surveyor. And the first year I go into the university to study surveyor and informatics, that was the year he died. Same year.
That's powerful, man. So that surveying means a lot to you. Now, before we move on, then, because I didn't hear that part, and thank you by the way for bringing it back, because definitely something that I'm really interested in is how far into surveying did you go? So did you actually get a job in surveying, or did you just study for surveying?
I did really good job in surveying and informatics. I mean, I've got only 2 steps to become a registered licensed surveyor, and I'm gonna tell you, most of my mates they became a surveyor a couple of weeks ago. They did their induction a couple of weeks ago. Most of them at least, because when I was in the uni, my class, because I attended one of the most toughest service school in Africa. In fact, it is the only one in Africa. This is not Nigerian thing. This is Africa entirely. You can Google my school right now. Jump on Google and type in Federal School of Surveying and Geoinformatics. You will see that's the only one. That's the only one. We do not offer any other courses. It's only surveying and geoinformatics. No other courses. So it's quite tough. And we had 2 girls in my class, and the rest of the class is entirely 38 boys. So we were 40 in my class. So most of my friends are now they got inducted a couple of weeks ago. They are now registered surveyor, licensed surveyor. Most of my friends. So I had just 2 steps. But when Web3 came in, I was like, no way I'll be becoming a surveyor and then a Web3 guy. I only wanted to be a Web3 guy. And what fascinated me about Web3, especially about marketing, I love marketing, I love branding so much, because if you really understand what marketing is, what branding is, you will understand the human psychology. Marketing is just all about how people think, how human thinks in general. That's marketing and that's branding. I put up a tweet a couple of weeks ago, 2 weeks, yeah, that if you really want to understand branding, you have to study religion, you have to study community, you have to study gossiping. So I got fascinated. I wanted to dive into human brains. Why do people do what they do? And that was one thing that got me into Web3 marketing, Web3 branding. Why do people
Yeah,
think this person is good? Why do people think this person is bad? Why do we think this brand is good? Why do we think this brand is bad?
absolutely. And so um, I want to definitely talk about your journey into Web3, but since you're talking about human psychology, and we could probably bring this up even later in the conversation too, you have recently sent some books for me to read. And I've told you before, I'm not a big reader. I'm really not. Matter of fact, I'm dyslexic. But so I listen to a lot of books, and I'm driving around all the time, dude. How many times have you and I hopped on the phone, or anybody else that for that matter, and I'm in my
You are
truck?
always driving. You
I'm
are always
always in my
driving.
truck. So the thing is, what I like doing, rather than just sitting there and listening to music, which I love music, don't get me wrong, I like to educate myself. I like to educate myself. And so I just wanted to thank you for the books that you sent me, because there's a couple that come, the only two out of like the six that you sent me, Sapiens and Rework, those are bangers, by the way. So if anybody, Dipo, and by the way, he has a library, and he's all about the hardback books, but he
Yeah,
has
the
a
hard
library.
copies.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
hard copies. He has a serious library. And I just want to say hello to Flo. This guy right here is a goat. I had a pleasure working with him for probably 3 or 4 months in the Unfungible Incubator. So what's up, brother? How are you?
He's a
Um,
legend, and he happens to be my friend as well.
he's a great dude. He's an absolute
Yeah.
legend. But okay, let's get back to the question. Okay, how did you get into Web3?
Okay, beautiful question. So let me start at first. Let me start from the beginning. I didn't get into Web3. I'll say I got into crypto because as time goes on, the line between crypto and the Web3 blurs. But before that line got blurred, I was in crypto. So we had a small Facebook group. Not many people know this about me, but I used to write code. I understand Python really well back in the day. So we had a small Facebook group. This was around 2011, 2012. So a guy who happens to be my friend, his name is Isaac David. You can Google him. He has a company right now in London. He's the co-founder of Ask Your PDF. It's an artificial intelligence bot whereby you download it on your phone or your PC, and then if you have a PDF file, like you know that you don't like to read too much, you love to listen to book. So if you have a book, a PDF copy of a book, and then you go to that application, ask your PDF, and you are like, you know what? I don't want to read the entire book. Where in this book name rework? What was one of the most important thing in this book that you think I should know? So the Ask Your PDF application will do all of that thing for you. That was owned by my friend. His name is Isaac David. So back to the story. 2000 and I think 2013, 14, 15. So he did a job for a guy in the USA, in America. Uh, my guy, we got paid. We used to get paid in PayPal. And PayPal isn't working in Nigeria. So you have to look for an external person that has a functioning PayPal, maybe in USA, maybe in the UK, and the person will take a percentage. Let's say you got paid $100, the person will take around $60 or $50, and then you take $50. So the guy told my friend, it was like, Isaac, okay, you are in Nigeria. I know you don't have the PayPal. You have to, solicit for someone that has the PayPal. Why don't I pay you in Bitcoin instead of the PayPal? My friend was like, what the fuck is Bitcoin? Okay. The guy was like, you know what? I'm gonna send you a link right now. You are a programmer. You write codes. You will understand what Bitcoin is. Educate yourself. 24 hours after, let me know if you want Bitcoin or not. If you don't want it, I'm gonna pay you in PayPal, the way we used to run things. But if you really want it, you will understand that Bitcoin is the liberation you need, especially in Nigeria, West Africa. Okay. And being a programmer, you have to be curious. So Isaac was like, you know what? Give me 24 hours. I'll get back at you. And before the 24-hour lapse, Isaac was like, I want the Bitcoin right now. I want it like right now. Pay me in Bitcoin. So he set up a wallet address and then he got paid. Immediately the money landed in his wallet. No intermediaries, no middleman, no banks. And Isaac was like, he got so excited. And then he ran to the group. Guys, I can see the future of money. And then we're like, okay, what's going on, Isaac? And then he educated everyone in the group about Bitcoin, about crypto. And I can remember vividly, I bought my first crypto, what happens to be SVG, Veg, Crypto Veg. If you are on CoinGecko right now, you can search for Crypto Veg or Veg, SVG, that's the ticker. And then I started, jumping to the rabbit hole. And then I just found everything fascinating. And then I kept learning, and I was like, wow, I think this is the future of money. So if my memory serves me right, I bought my first Bitcoin when Bitcoin was at $8,500. That was when I bought my first Bitcoin. And ever since then, I haven't looked back. And when NFT got in 2020, early 2020, uh, late 2021, and then I was like, okay, what is going on? Because I used to have a PFP of this guy, Nikolai Tesla,
Hmm.
on Twitter back then. So when I learned about NFT, I was like, okay, what's going on? because I'm always curious. I'm someone that loves to dive into things, understand the intricacies, the mechanics. Why does this thing works? How does it work? So, and then when I learned about NFT, I was only able to conclude on one thing: NFT is the future of community building. And this is the reason why I said most people trading NFT today doesn't really understand the mechanics. They doesn't really have the true meaning of NFTs. Because talking about community building, there's nothing, no technology on earth better at building a community than NFTs. So that was the story of how I got into crypto and then later Web3.
So right there, this is a beautiful segue to something that I actually want to talk about next, and that is Bricktopians. Because let me set the stage of how I even heard about Bricktopians. Now, Marv, shout out to you. I have no idea if you're watching right now. It's probably super late at night.
Abibi,
I know Flo's up, and I know he lives in Dubai, and I think they're about 12 hours ahead, so it's midnight in Dubai, if I'm not mistaken.
yeah, yeah.
But Marv with Unfungible is the first time I actually ever saw a PFP of the Bricktopians, and that was probably 3 months ago. Okay. Now, while I was inside of the incubator program, Alex is building. If you're watching, shout out to you, Goat. He came on and he actually put on a presentation for community building within the incubator program. Okay. When I watched the guy and his presentation, my jaw dropped. I mean, Unfungible just constantly has banger content inside and outside of what they do of their echo chamber ecosystem now. But then I started seeing more and more about the Bricktopian. So I actually purchased a few. I learned about you, okay, based on just like going on some Twitter spaces. And I saw the PFP and we started talking. So that kind of like lays the groundwork for the Bricktopians. What I'm really curious, okay, because I've seen how you've personally become very, very close with the founder Alex is building, and I've even read some of the commentary and some of the posts that Alex has shared with the timeline about you personally and how highly he respects you. So, can you tell me the journey on how you found Bricktopians, your rise to the top, of the Bricktopians community and all the juicy stuff?
Okay, beautiful question. But let me start with this. I didn't find Brictopian. Brictopian finds me. Yeah, that's it. So I was rocking a PFP, netizens, you know, back in the day. And Alex sent me a DM. We happened to be on the same space together. And this is when spaces were spaces. I mean, spaces was just starting out, and no one truly knows the powers of power of spaces. So after that, after that space, Alex sent me a recorded video of himself thanking me for coming on to the Brictopian space. And then I was like, no way, this guy is incredible. I mean, those days, Web3 founders, especially NFT founders, they are inaccessible. Like, fucking inaccessible. Because these guys think they are the next best thing after pizza. So they were totally inaccessible. So for someone like Alex to send me a video of himself saying, "Hi Dipo, thank you so much for jumping on the Cryptopian space today. Your contributions are actually valuable, and I love everything that you said on that space. And I would love to invite you to our subsequent spaces." Sorry. So I was like, okay, this is a great guy. And then we kept talking. And a few weeks after, Alex sent me another deal. Hi Dipo. I don't know if you're thinking, but NFT you are rocking as your PFP, they are not really supporting you the way they are supposed to do. And trust me, I think you're gonna get so big in the nearest future because you are one of the smartest guy around. Your content, everything you've been doing is amazing. And before you blow up, I want you to come join the Brictopian. And if you're willing to change your PFP to Brictopia, I'm gonna buy you a Brictopia myself. You don't have to buy it. And I was like, fuck, no way. Even if you want me to buy it, I'm gonna buy it myself and I'm gonna rock it. I'm gonna change it as my PFP. Because even before joining the Brictopian, you have been so kind to me. So it's a no-brainer for me. And then that was it. So it sent me the PFP. I changed it to my PFP to Brictopian. And me and Alex, we jump on so many calls. I mean, all that was. Alex was in Australia back then. He hasn't moved to London. And I'm in Nigeria. So we jump on so many calls. And Alex was like, Dipo, what do we do? There are people are coming up with Creator Academy back in the days. And then Alex had the same dream as well. But Alex was like, Dipo, what do we do? We have to be different. And I told Alex then, I was like, boss, if you really want us to be different, we have to plan this. We support our own. We take people from 0 to 50, from 50 to 100. And Alex was like, okay, that was perfect. And that's exactly what we're gonna do. That was what brought about the Brictopian Community Workshop every Wednesday of the week, whereby Alex gave feedback to every creator. He's gonna check your shit out. He's gonna check your shit out. The Creator Academy started with me, Alex, and myself. That's 2 people. And now we are sitting at 300 plus. So now Alex is gonna go through everyone's shit. Okay, stranger, the last content you posted, that was banger, but I think you missed out on this point, on this point, on this point, on this point. And when next you want to do that thing next time, please, you have to include this, you have to include this. This is why people click content, this is why people read, this is why people comment. That shit's gonna take you hours. And Alex is ready to do all of that. And then when Alex did something for himself, personal stuff, and it works for him, Alex is gonna record a video and then post the video in the Discord. Hi guys, I did something crazy today and it worked. And I think you guys should do the same thing as well. So that was how the creator program started in the community, in the Brictopian community, and that was how my journey started as well. So I didn't find Brictopian actually found me. Alex found me.
That's incredible, and I had no idea about that. You mentioned Alex making videos, and so that kind of segues into my personal experience entering the Bricktopians community. And although I'm not as active because I'm torn in so many different directions, I need to be more active, especially because the creator community that you guys have put together, which I had no idea that you were like practically the founder of that with him, co-founder of it. It's really cool because I personally bought Bricktopians after I met, because I previously mentioned, saw him inside. I experienced Alex inside the incubator program that Unfriendsable put together, which they kindly invited me to. And after that, I bought my first one. Well, I made a post about it, and surprisingly, I got a video from Alex, and he's like, custom video. Hey, how's it going? Thank you, Paul. Probably like a 1-minute video he took out of his time. I think he was at a coffee shop. I was like, this is different. This is different. So, everybody, and by the way, we have 51 viewers. This guy right here that I'm talking to right now, Dipo, is actually kind of the dude behind the founder of Bricktopians, and this is alpha to me, right? This is alpha to me. So it's absolute pleasure getting to know you, brother, and that's really cool. It's a cool story.
Thank you so much.
I wanted to get into the next segment, which is ghostwriting and creating content. And I think it's probably a good time to talk about just content creation, because that's one of the things that you actually list in your bio. So can we talk about, your journey into just writing in general?
Okay. So my journey into writing, actually, started when I was young, and I told someone that I've been ghostwriting even before I got to know that there's a term called ghostwriting, because I can remember when I was in high school, people pay me to to copy notes for them. Like, I used to help people write their assignments in different ways, same answers but different methods. Like when I was in high school, people like, okay, Dipo, you know what, I'm not chanced, I'm not opportune to actually work on my assignment, can you please do that for me? And I was like, fine. And then they tip me off. So then when I got into Web3, I was like, okay, the content is shit. Like, people are actually not putting in effort. And that's why I've been saying to people that that knows me personally, maybe in Discord, maybe in Telegram, maybe we used to chat in the DMs. I do tell them, if you're willing to just do more than 5%, add 5% to whatever it is you're doing right now currently in Web3, you'll be better off compared to 99% of Web3 participants right now, because the buy is really, really low. So I was like, what's going on here? The content here is below par. Like, people are not putting in effort. You wanted to talk about a Web3 project. They paid you. And then what did you do? This is blah 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 blah. Follow blah 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 blah. And that's it. Bro, what's going on? And Paul, let me tell you something, yeah. The the best market for content creators is actually Web3. You came from the Web2 world, and you know this. People are getting paid $150 for one trade, $300 for one thread. If you are a Web2 content creator, before you could get paid $300, you do shitload of work. Ask people on Instagram, the influencers on Instagram, ask them how much they charge for video promotion or for writing anything. This guy, they are getting paid like $5 for CAC, customer acquisition cost. This guy are getting paid $5. But now, come to Web3. We've got people like Shows. I don't know how much he charges, because he's actually not the one handling his the gigs. I think there's a network for that, the Rich Network, being championed by CK. They are working with Alex, with Shows, and these other big guys. So what happens? This guy get paid, I mean, good amount of money. For someone like myself, I'm gonna cite myself as an example here, because I don't know the finances of other guys, but I think I work with some marketing agency, and just one thread, I got paid $300. Just one thread. I can coach you anywhere. If you go to Web2, for me to get that kind of $300, uh, this guy, they're gonna ask me for like 4 content, 2 videos, whatever. But then when I saw this gap, I was like, okay, you have to put in effort, and that's why I said I'm taking on sponsored content, because it's gonna take me a while. I have to bring the A game, and then I started the storytelling formats.
Mm-hmm.
You can ask around. No one is doing it. No one is doing it. Maybe Web3 is an echo chamber, but in my circle, no one is doing it. People that I'm reading on the timelines, people that I know in the DMs, no one is doing the storytelling format. So I was like, you know what, Dipo, we can do better. So my journey into content creation started right from Web2, or my personal life. When I was in high school, I got paid to create content, I mean to write for other people. And then when I joined Web3, I see the gap. So I jump into the ghostwriting scene, because I was like, okay, there are people, big people, they do not have the time to create content. And we both know that one of the best funnel, whether it's Web2, Web3, Web 900, One of the best funnel is to create content. If you want people to know you, you create content. If you want people to like you create content. If you want people to hate you create content. So I saw the gap. When I started ghostwriting, I started writing for generally about everyone. But then again, when I started hosting spaces, especially founders coming in, before the space, I jump on a call with them, and then they were struggling with time. And these guys are parents. I mean, they are dads. Some have their parents alive. Some have dads. Some are husbands. Some are wives. To even get them on the call, it's a struggle. Let alone getting them on the space. So I was like, you know what? And then when I checked their page, nothing is there. Just random short tweets. There's no funnel. There's nothing. That was when I decided to to branch into ghostwriting for Web3 founders alone, because these guys are super busy. You know, they are thinking about their projects. They are thinking about their personal life. They are thinking about their wives. They are thinking about their daughters, their sons. Some are thinking about their dads, their moms. But Web3 doesn't give a shit. Web3 doesn't care about, whether you have a dad, whether you have two kids. The show must go on. The show must go on. So I was like, you know what, Dipo, this is an opportunity for you. I branch into ghostwriting for Web3 founders, and then I look at something else, which is the TAM, the total addressable market, being a ghostwriter for Web3 founders. As long as Web3 exists, we are going to be getting loads of founders. And then the more the founders are coming in, they will need someone that understand Web3, that understand Web3 marketing, understand Web3 branding, and then understand the art of content creation.
Absolutely.
So that's why I positioned myself. And tell you what, the total addressable market for Web3 founders, Web3 ghostwriting is in billions of dollars. That's why I tell people we do not have enough ghostwriters. And I'm not talking about, ghostwriter that just, slap a thread together. I mean, people that really understand the art of writing, people that really understand how to extract information from people. Those are the ghostwriters that will make some serious money in the nearest future. I hope to be among them.
So we're on the subject of ghostwriting, and I will admit I didn't even know about the term ghostwriting until I met an individual named SHL, aka
That's my
Shilly.
friend.
Shilly.
That's my friend.
Shilly. Now, this guy right here is an absolute gem. I got to know him. He was my personal project manager for handling everything pupils and kind of teaching me how to navigate certain things. And yeah, man, he has nothing but good. He had nothing but good things to say about you for sure. And I know that you guys are definitely friends. There's another
Yeah.
guy that he mentioned, and I, I'm totally blanking on him, but who's you remind me, okay? Who's the like goat of ghostwriting that everybody goes to? What's the number one name?
Everybody
Like,
goes to
no, just like
Kilano. That's Kilano.
Collado. That's it right there. But is that his
Yeah.
name?
Yeah.
Collado?
Yeah.
Collado?
Yeah.
Okay, so I want to make sure I'm pronouncing his name right. Let me just so Collado.
Yeah. No,
Uh,
Kilano. Kilano.
Oh, Kilano.
Kelano. Yeah, Kilano.
Kilano. That's it. Kilano. Okay, yes, yes, yes. He's got the little pudgy.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, this guy right here was a name that came up too. And so, did you SHL? Did you guys work together at any time in the past?
Yeah. Yeah. In fact, me and SHL, we go way back. Me and Kilano as well, we go way back. Okay, so let me tell you something. Yeah. When I started ghostwriting, my first client paid me $50 for a trade. And this was in, I think this was in 2022 or something, yeah. So I sent a DM to Kilano. I was like, okay, bro, I got a client, a ghostwriting client. And this is the trade that I did for him. Kilano was like, Dipo, how much did you get paid for this trade? I said 50 quid. It was like, no way. This is a $200 job. I mean, you did amazingly well. But I was like, bro, I'll do this for free. So if anyone is willing to pay me $50 for something that I'm willing to do for free, I'll take it as a win. That's a
Hmm.
win for me. And it was like, yeah, I understand, but going forward, you have to start charging more. Because, guy, you are doing an amazing job. So, me and Kilano, I mean, we go way back. Me and SHL, we go way back. Me and Master Yan, we go way back. So, there are so many people that are winning right now. And this is one impression that I actually wanted to correct. If you are seeing people winning currently, you might be thinking they are lucky. No, they are not lucky. They've put in the work. They put in the work. Anyone seeing Kilano winning right now will be thinking, wow, when did he start? Kilano was around since 2021. SHL has been around since 2021. Master Yan has been around since 2021.
What's up,
So,
MJ?
yeah, it took us good 5 years. We've been around for the past 5 years. So, if you are seeing them popping up on the timeline, everyone talking about them, was because they are good. They've paid the price. They've been at the lowest. They've been at the zero zone for like how many years? So those guys are serious ballers. I mean, they are good.
Yeah, absolutely. And speaking of MJ, Master Jan, something about him I just got to mention. It's actually his little brother, who I think's like maybe
Yeah, fish.
17 or 18 or
Yeah,
16. He's
17, 17.
17
It's just
years
not
old.
17. Yeah, yeah,
So he
fishy.
he set up a chat with us, and he's just like, "Hey, my little brother wants to get into collab management or something like that." And I was like, "Okay, so first of all, like I have three kids. I have a 19-year-old, I have a 16-year-old, and I have a 13-year-old. And I swear, like like being right here in this time frame of my life where I have kids that age, it is mind blowing that how like intelligent this dude is. So shout out to MJ and his little brother Fishy. You brought up something a moment ago. You said free. You're willing to work for free. You're willing to basically, in other words, create case studies to show people your work. So then later on, you're going to have, I'm assuming, more clients. So then you can start charging what you want. And because you're just
Yeah,
providing value. That right there, my friend, is something that's absolutely huge. And I can personally relate to that when I started my IRL business. You have to create, you have to be willing to just do things for people and not expect money. And if you're passionate about it, ultimately the money will come.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And there's no limit to actually what free things could lead to. So let me tell you something here. I cannot name names because I mean the people that I'm working with, I'm not at liberty to say their names. But here's a two scenario. So I created a free content for a Web3 founder. We jump on a call together. I extracted a story and then I turned the story to content. Everyone wouldn't stop talking about the content. Everyone. Like people were like, oh, this is good. This is good. This is good. This is good. But we are gonna run a trial test for like a week, and if you pass that trial moment, I'm gonna sign a contract with you, and your fee, I'm not gonna negotiate your fee at all. Whatever amount you're willing to quote me, I'm gonna pay. I'm like, yeah, and then he sent me the content that I did for another founder as a benchmark. He didn't know that I was behind the content. He was like, okay, Dipo, look at this content. This is the type of content that I want. I was like, yeah, 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 this is a good content. Yeah, it's good. I think I can do that. In my mind, I was laughing. My wife was actually sitting beside me, and she was like, babe, why are you laughing? I was like, you know what? This person sent me a content. He wanted me to use that content as a benchmark. In short, he wanted me to copy the content and do exactly the same thing for him. Whereas I was the person that did the content. He was, using. And my wife was like, oh. But you can tell him. I said, no, I cannot do that. I can't say that. That's the essence of ghostwriting. You are non-assistant. So after the first week, and then he sent me a DM. In fact, I posted our DMs page. So it was like, okay, Dipo, a week has passed. And to be honest, I love every job, every content you've done for me. So I'm gonna send you the contract, and then you're gonna sign, and then send me your wallet. I signed the contract like an hour ago, and then before I know, money is in my wallet. So free work is good, but people are getting it wrong. I'm not saying you should keep working for free for for months. No, you can just talk to people. Hi, Paul. My name is Dipo. You are a Web3 founder. I would love to, to help you with your content. Let's do some collaborative content for like 2 weeks. If you like my work, if you like my style, we sign the contract. You pay me. If you don't, I'll walk away. You have nothing to lose other than maybe your time, which is like 30 minutes or 40 minutes. That's how you approach it. And then after 2 weeks or after a week, I'm sure if you're doing a great job, that 2 weeks wouldn't lapse before you get a contract. Yeah. So
Absolutely.
guys, do free work. Do free work. Do free work.
Yeah, build some case studies for everybody
Yeah.
watching out there. Basically, what Dipo is saying is just do some case studies. You look at what I keep on bringing up Unfungible. They're a prime example of it. They literally everything they do, they put together these programs. Okay, they think tank it, and they just literally invite people in. They try it on these people. All the teams involved. I mean, it's like a complete professional service that you're getting such value. They're giving it to basically provide case studies, and they've won over and over and over. And there's many projects that everybody knows that went through the Unfungible program that are now very successful. And Dipo has a similar frame of mind with that. Dipo, we're running on to the last little segment of the show right here, and I wanted to get into the I wanted to get into I don't want to get this wrong. Beyond the chain. You're building beyond the chain. So can you tell everybody a little bit about what that is?
Okay, cool. By the way, guys, I'm sporting a Beyond the Chain art. Can you see that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah, the hat. Hell yeah.
yeah, yeah. So, okay, this is gonna sound controversial. My answer to this question, it's gonna sound controversial. And guys, please, if you are not African, I'm not racist, but I'm a realistic person. Let me put it that way. I'm a realistic person. I am not racist, but I'm not afraid to to talk about things that people are actually shying away from. So beyond the chains, like the name suggests, it's people breaking away from their shackles, people breaking limits, people breaking barriers, people breaking beliefs. That's basically what beyond the chains stands for. So now, when I go into Web3, especially when Spaces, was just starting up, and I realized few things. And Paul, once again, guys, I'm not racist. I'm just realistic. I'm gonna ask you a question now, Paul. How many black Web3 founders did you know?
Zero.
Okay,
I mean,
good, good. So next question: how many black people in Web3? You've worked with so many teams. How many black people did you see within the core team of such teams that you've worked with?
say that again.
How many person did you see in the core team of top Web3 teams?
I would say you're the first person I met.
Okay. Did you see where I'm going with that?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So When I started Beyond the Chains, I wanted something of my own because people wouldn't give me a chance. People are just shitting on me. And I could tell you, if you have ever been of one of my show before, one of my spaces before, you will know that you barely see 5 people that are actually better than me when it comes to hosting, when it comes to spaces. But then again, no one is turning up for me. When I wanted to speak on spaces, nobody gives a shit about me. I'm like, you know what? Fuck you all. If you don't want me, I'm gonna build a wall around myself. And luckily for me, I can remember my first spaces, my first space, no one, literally no one showed up. I was just, I started the space and then started speaking, blah, 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 no one. And then eventually I started learning about marketing, started learning about branding, because people don't know everything is being controlled. What you see, what you eat, what you wear, what you drive, they are not your decisions. You are being controlled. And that's, my friend, it's what's called marketing and branding, which is why I told you about human psychology. You have to understand how humans are wired. And the best way to do that is to understand marketing and branding. Because if you understand marketing, you will understand why people do things, why people buy things. Have you ever noticed that when you buy a Toyota Corolla and you are driving up on the road, you start seeing another Toyota Corolla? It will be as if Toyota Corolla is the only car within the neighborhood.
Yeah. Yeah, because then you're
That's
more in tune with it. All of a sudden you're noticing what other people are driving because you personally
yeah,
decided to buy the vehicle. Yeah.
that's recency effect.
Yeah.
It's part of marketing. So I started doing my own thing, started learning about marketing, started learning about branding. I started giving people reasons to be on my side. I started giving reasons to people to buy into my stocks. Like, okay, Dipo is gonna be a hot market. If you are supporting me now, in the nearest future, when I become who I think I am, you're gonna be on the winning side. And smart people sees that. They saw that in me. One of them is Alex. Another person is called John. He's this co-founder of Play Ember. Another person is
John
yeah,
Cooks. Is that John
yeah,
Cooks?
John Cooks. Yeah, he's a
Yeah.
very
No.
good friend of mine.
I've
Very good
never
friend.
I've never met him, by the way, and I would love to. So if you could set that up for me, I'd love to meet the guy. I really would.
Oh, I'm gonna set that up. I'm gonna set that up today. I'm gonna set that up today.
Awesome.
So I'm gonna tell
Right.
him you're gonna DM him. Yeah. So another person is Bossa. Another person is SHL, Master Yan, Kilano, Leon as well.
Mm-hmm.
The first person that I jump on a call with in Web3 happens to be Leon. And Unfungible hasn't reached that level as is it today. So I asked Leon a question because I asked him, Leon, why are you not married? Because back then I had 2 kids. I still have 2 kids today. But when I jump on that call with Leon, Leon was unmarried. And then I asked him, Leon, why are you single? Why are you not married? I didn't ask him why he was single because I know he wasn't in a relationship. And Leon was like, Dipo, I'll be honest with you, I haven't married for 2 reasons. Number one is Unfungible is not at the place that I want it to be yet. And the kind of money, the kind of financial capacity that I'm looking to build, I haven't got there yet. This is a private conversation, and I'm not sure whether Leon is listening or is gonna listen to the recording. I'm sorry, Leon, if you don't like me spilling out stuff like this. So
We're live, baby.
yeah. So I was like, okay, this is really cool. This is someone with a dream. And then he asked me, where do you want to see yourself in the next few years? And I laid it out to him. This is my plan. This is where I want to be. I mean, glory to God. I'm not there yet, but I'm not where I used to be in the past. So Beyond the Chains is a story. This is Beyond the Chain is not a space. It's a story of a young black African man trying to break barriers, trying to break boundaries, trying to break beliefs, trying to break shackles. That is what Beyond the Chain is. And if you are a young black man listening or watching me right now, Beyond the Chains is actually where you should be, because it's not something that belongs to me. It belongs to everyone, especially every young black African.
Banger. I just got chills, bro. You're giving me chills over here.
I'm sorry.
And I tell you what, dude, you are such an amazing dude. You really are. And uh, I just wanted to say it's absolutely a pleasure knowing you. It's been a pleasure getting to know you, and it's been a pleasure speaking with you and getting to know a little bit deeper, like kind of peeling back the layers and whatnot. And it's just one of those things where I don't know. I'm at a little bit of a loss for words, and I typically don't get that way, Dipo. But it's been a pleasure having you on the show today, bro.
Thank you so much, Legend. I mean, it's been an amazing speaking with you, and speaking to everyone watching as well. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much.
All right. All right. We're out. So we're signing out. Dipo, please just stay backstage for a second. Just wanted to say farewell to you, your goodbyes and whatnot. I know it's kind of getting late and you got to do some family things. But anyway, this has been Interview with the KOL, Dipo, the GOAT. And anyway, this is Paul. That's Dipo. And we are signing off.
Thank you so much, guys. I really want to be.
Lord, well, I took that road to heaven, but somehow I came and falling back down. Well, that night on the beach, you said you love me, but I don't believe a word from your mouth. That night they caught the fire, the rockets would explode.